Lloyd Vehicle Consulting t-shirts, mugs and stickers are now available. Please click on the Google link in the description below to purchase your very own. Good morning. Today is the 2nd of May and we're here at Popham Airfield near Basingstoke in Hampshire for the Popham Flying and Classic Car Show. This is part 2 of the Slightly Shambolic Shuffle. I do apologise if there's any wind noise, if I get things wrong, if I fall over, if I get interrupted. But just the way it goes on this channel, I'm afraid. So this is the American Auto Enthusiast Club. We're actually at the other end of the site when we were in part 1. We're going to work our way back to the stand that I'm on with the Test Valley Motor Enthusiasts. So 1957 Chrysler New Yorker. I think we've seen this quite recently somewhere before, probably at Brooklands, I think. Very, very, very amazingly typical American styling, and the recessed door handles are quite actually modern for their time. Huge, huge, big boot on this. I mean, it's probably quite useful kind of shows, isn't it? 1964. Mercury Comet, okay. I don't think this is the original colour, viewers. That's probably not too difficult to work out, but again, a little slice of Americana. See the fact that by 1964, styling was a bit more restrained than in 57. Right, we'll have to move past this Ram 3500 quickly, viewers, because it's got an engine that we don't talk about on the channel, I'm afraid. Ooh, got a Mustang here, it says 2018, 5 litre V8. Not as many Mustangs here as there were at that show at Brooklands over the Easter weekend, though. Early 50s Chevy pickup. I have no idea any more about this, so we'll just sort of walk past it and I will move on quickly. '63 Ford Galaxy with an IE on the end. This is a right-hand drive one, so I imagine this would have been built in Canada, probably. Can't remember if they sold these officially over here or not. 2011 Ram 1500. Ram became a separate brand quite recently. That's a brand new one. It's a 22 plate. Wow. So obviously you can buy these over here, but obviously I don't know if it's Clive Sutton or it's another dealership that actually sells these. There we go, the slightly older than the brand new version, and oh my gosh, it's got a beige interior. It's a cloth one. Wow. You didn't expect that at all. 2005 Cadillac. Is this a CTS or something? This is the one that Richard Hammond drove from the Netherlands in Top Gear, isn't it? Yes, it's a CTS. Forgotten they sold these officially over here. 1965 Ford Mustang, automatic. I don't know what engine this is. Maybe somebody would like to tell me in the comments section below. All I know is it's very, very, very nice. What is it? It's 289, isn't it? So it's a V8. Thank you. It's always a problem with filming at shows, you get in people's way. This looks like a 59 Cadillac, and I'm pretty sure that it is. Because there's only one car ever that had tail fins as completely outrageous as these, and it was this type of Cadillac. 1964 Ford Falcon Futura. Well, that's very nice. Look at that red interior and red steering wheel and even red column stalks. Interesting. Wow, is that a Cadillac Alante? Oh my gosh, it is. It's a Cadillac Alante. I've never seen one of these before. Wow, yeah, so failed experiment to build Cadillacs in Italy. So this is an H, so it's 1991, and it's got a base leather interior and a Digidash. That is superb. Fantastic. I never thought I'd ever see one of these. Hard top convertible, thank you. Beautiful car. Don't know what this is. Some kind of Chevy Dayvan, is 2000 registration. Not really into these, to be honest, viewers. This one's even got a television area on it. Wow. Let's go over somewhere and see some Renaults. Yes, this is a Renault Rodeo, I think. I think I'm a Renault 4. I've never seen one of these before. This actually followed me into the show, and I was wondering what on earth it was. I remembered reading a book years ago about this. I mean, it's definitely a Renault because look at those side repeaters. But yeah, it's a Rodeo. I don't think they were sold in this country. Left-hand drive one, bits in there from, I think, a Renault 5. I don't know. I think it's a Renault 4 platform, this, but I'm not actually sure. Incredible kind of chunky styling. Rodeo. And just, you know, typical of the sort of era of Renault at the back of it. Wow, that is really special. Another really special old Honda. I'd like to have a go at one of these actually. Renault 16. This is a later one. So it's 73, 74 registration on this one. The most prominent one I think of when I think about these is the episode of New Avengers, A Tale of a Big Y, where one of these gets absolutely wrecked. So it's a 16 TL Auto. It looks really comfortable actually, this. It looks extremely comfortable. And the auto gear lever is on the steering column. I think this is a Renault 10, I'd like to say. Which is a 10 Gordini. It's an 8 Gordini. I get really confused with the 8s and the 10s viewers, I do apologise. Rear engined, of course. I think that's the Clermont Font engine in there, which was made for a long time. It's right-hand drive as well. Very good. Is this a Floggy or a Caravelle? It's probably a Caravelle. So they were called the Floggy in some markets. I think they were known as the yes, it's a Floggy S. This one. That's an instrument pinnacle straight out of the Dauphine. Of course, that's exactly what it was. It's like a Dauphine convertible. This is 1962. Very few right-hand drive examples in the UK that's still roadworthy. Excellent. There's a Renault 8 front end. This is amazing. It's a really early Renault 5. Actually, the earliest one I've ever seen. That's a 72, 73 registration. And that's in spectacularly nice condition. Designed by a gentleman named Michel Bouet. Unfortunately, he never got to see the car marketed. He passed away before it happened. But it's got the Renault 4 style gear change that sort of goes into the dash like that. Absolutely extraordinary design from 1972. It could be a 73 as well, but yeah, that's when they came out. And the bumpers, wow. It looks really chic that in that colour. It's a Renault 11 TC. This is a really late one. They finished production, I think it was around, let me get this right, I think it was 89 they finished production. This is a 87 to 88 car on an E. I think has it got the oil leather gauge in it? Not sure. So that's a final facelift for the 11, and this is a what was called a 4CV. It's a 750. What was called a 4CV. Wow, it's a right-hand drive one. I've forgotten that Renault had a factory in Acton. I forgot about that, but this was made in Paris. It's quite a late one. They think they finished production in 1960. What does it say on the back of there? Tourner et bloqué. Desserrer lentement. Yeah, remove slowly. Fantastic. Well, talked about a 10 earlier. I think this is a 10. Yes, it is a 10 because it's got the longer nose. 1968 to 9. Renault 10 1300 automatic. Look at this interior. I never don't see these. Why does it say 1100 then on the dash if it's a 1300? Answers in the comment section below, viewers. Yeah, it's for 10. It's another 8 here. Another right-hand drive. Oh gosh, I just don't see these at all. This is a 68. I don't know what those wheels are off. Yeah, it's just a little bit later than the other blue 8 over there. I think these were the first cars to have the Clé en Font engine in them. 1968 to 9 MGB. Wow. So here's the later design of that Floggy over there. This is a Caravelle S. Yes, it's 68 on a G, so one of the very last ones. It's an 1108cc that was also used in things like Renault 4. That's just extraordinary. The condition of this is amazing as well. Just never don't see these. You also don't see this Renault 12. Renault 12L. It's quite a low spec one. I think these came out around 69. Let's take a look inside. Oh, it's got a bench seat. Wow. 72. Also then became the famous Dacia. That is absolutely amazing. Genuine 18,900 miles. 1994 to 5. Mitsubishi Delica. Fortunately, I think we've got a problem here, viewers. That's probably got an engine that we cannot talk about. So I shall have to keep moving. 1999 Mercedes-Benz SLK 230 compressor. I'm not fond of black wheels though, viewers. It's not really my kind of thing. But someone's, I think, made it look like that to make it a little bit more modern, which it does, and also changed the headlamps on it. 1963 Chrysler 300, I'd like to say. Don't know anything about these personally, viewers. It's got a nice interior in it. Yeah, it probably says a 300. 1947 Chevy pickup. That's definitely been modified, hasn't it, viewers? Absolutely. What's that? Wow. Gosh, it's quite a change from standard, isn't it? Yeah. So you've got eyes on the top of the engine there. It's out of a car. Ooh, Ford Thunderbird. I think this is a 1958 Ford Thunderbird. Not entirely sure. It's something like that. Again, lashings and lashings and lashings of chrome. Big fins and some indentation at the back like that. Just extraordinary. 1966 Dodge. I don't think this is a Charger. I think this is something else. It's too big for a Charger, I think. Dodge Coronet 500. There we go. With a V8 engine. You used to see Coronet police cars a lot in the older American films. 1963 Cadillac. Is this a Fleetwood or something like that? No, it's a Coupe de Ville. I really must, you know, try to get better at American cars, viewers. I'm very bad at them. 1978 to 9 Chevrolet C10 pickup. Somebody obviously loves the Chevrolet, put the logo on the bonnet as well. 1959 Pontiac Bonneville. Again, it's not a car that I really know anything about, but here it is, and more of these lashings of chrome, just like on the Thunderbird. It's a big, wide thing. I wouldn't want to drive that. I'm sure it would damage or something. Another modern Mustang. I think this is the current generation with a 5-litre V8. (1965) Chrysler. Chrysler, what is it? Chrysler 300, number 300, okay. Again wide. So another 59 Cadillac, it's a pink one. Wasn't there a song about a pink 59 Cadillac? Answers in the comments section below, viewers. Bentley S3 Drophead. I think this is by someone like Mulliner, like Hooper. I don't know. I could be wrong. So based on a Rolls-Royce Silver Class chassis and with a beige leather interior. I do like a nice beige leather interior. I think one of these appeared in an episode of The Avengers called. Let's just get this right. Super Secret Siphon, that's it. It's used by Patrick Newell, who played Mother in that episode, although he's a man. It's very confusing, The Avengers, sometimes. 1957. It's a Buick Special. Very good, yes. Very, very, very green. You've got more planes. No, it's got a micro light. Wow, that's interesting. Reminds me of little Nelly from You Only Live Twice. Right, Chrysler New Yorker. We're almost through the American car series, and then my ignorance gets a little bit less once I get out of the American car section. Chrysler New Yorker, again, probably late 50s, yeah, 59, with these recessed door handles in them. Look at that. Extraordinary. Get a huge boot on this. So now we're into slightly more familiar territory, although not maybe the most to me. Imps, and lots of them. 1964, this one, so quite an early one that came out in 63. 1964 Hillman Imp. 1968 to 9 Hillman Husky, and two of them. Of course, still the engine in the back, so as an estate car, maybe slightly compromised by that. I think this is the 875cc Country Climax engine in this. Same with this one. But once you get that off, it's actually, the access isn't too bad. I wonder if you could put stuff in the front boot. Who knows? A bit like an old Mini putting a radio there. Saw these on the motorway as I passed them. Is this a Singer Chamois, viewers? Yes, it is. Singer Chamois, the more luxurious version of the Imp. Again, about the same era, G registration, so about 68, 69. Another Hillman Husky here, a little bit earlier, 67, 68, and this one's got all the interesting stalks on there, which cause no end of confusion. But they were supposed to be simpler. I don't know if they really were. Answers in the comments section below. So Hillman Supermix Estate. There's a Bournemouth plate on this actually, pre-suffix, but it could be a little bit later than 62. I'm not actually sure. Very handy putting that little thing on the door to stop you bashing it. There we go, look at all that stuff in there. And I've got a furry dash top as well. More Imps. 65, although this one has been extremely modified. Not even got much front-ended left on this one. Oh, this is nice view. It's a very original looking one. Oh, it's a really early one as well. And there's the answer to my question. You can put stuff in the front boot. So 63, first year of production, built up in Scotland. So there's the rear hatch and also the little engine. I like the colour of that view, that's nice.
Yeah, well that's...
Imps Super, later one here, so 73, 74. Beautiful paint job on this, absolutely beautiful paint job. This looks immaculate in there as well, it's really, really nice. Yeah, it's got the later sort of front end on it, this one. Hillman Imp Californian, I think these were called. Yep, Californian. Don't know. Someone's put a not just a rev counter in there. They've put a different plate on it. But I can see the one there. It's an H, so 6970. Sunbeam Stiletto, I think these were called. Again, a bit of a sort of more upmarket version of the Imp Californian with the twin headlamps. 71, 72 registration. Ooh, my gosh, there's some big friends in the back of there. Look at the size of that chap. 1966 Hillman Super Imp, with more luxurious bits in there, and of course, well, because it's one of these, it's got those crazy stalks which are a bit confusing. Right, on to the next row. I'll be Mini Cooper register here for the Thames Valley region, and I've got some nice ones here. Sure, lots of these will be between 1990 and 2000. Some of them are on personal plates, but you can tell sometimes the earlier ones because of things like the steering wheel, and these are pre-1995. Up to 1990, it's a very early one. Ooh, but this is an interesting one. Mini Cooper S, 1322 kV. This is a 63, so again, when the Suffolk Spectre came in with the A on the end, not all local authorities followed. So this was registered in Coventry, but it's not, you know, something KV, something A. It's just 1322 kV. That's the S model. So I think this is the 1071cc version. It's very good. Interesting. This is a much later car. It's and sort of 95, 96 registration, but it's got a Downton cylinder head on it. I thought those were only fitted to... Ooh, I almost fell over there, viewers. I haven't fallen over in Shambolic Shuffles yet, but I almost have many times. So Downton cylinder head. It's 1995 Downton Sport. Downton Club Sport 1.3. Just takes a 1310 AC. It's quite a common conversion for these. Mini City, 9192. Mr. Bell from the Fuel Power Channel's car would have looked a little bit more like this before it started to be modified. But I don't think the wheels would have been original. There would have been, I think, wheel trims on a City at the time. So this is a... I think a 1275 GT. It could just be a Clubman actually that's been converted a bit. So this is a much earlier one. This is yeah, it's a Clubman. It's been sort of done up a bit. 7172 plate. Cooper here from 92, 93. And this is a Sprite. This is sort of bottom of the range. One below the Cooper, I think, until the Mark 7 Mini came in. So this is quite a late one. This is a 95, I think. But there's no airbag in this, so it's still the Mark 6 Mini, from what I remember. I think I've seen this actual car before somewhere. Another one of these Cooper S's. This must be another early one. So about 63. Lots and lots and lots of extra gauges in this one. Presumably to help up with the huge Sibby lights you've got in front of it. 1978-79 Mini. I don't know if this is an 850 or a 1000. It's something like that. That's a Mini 1000. Local plate again. CG is Hampshire. This one is this Italian Dutch Special Edition or something like that? Nice green. So 1992 to 93. Gosh, it's only part 2 and already getting confused, viewers. I do apologise. Yeah, it's Italian Dutch Special Edition, so 92, 93. Clubman Estate, 1978 to 79. Interesting sort of cosmic wheels on this. I remember the backs of the Clubman Estates from back in the day. Mini Mango. Never heard of that special edition. 1978 to 79. Registration. Tax exempt, yes indeed. Never heard of that. Oh yes, another one of the mini pickups, looking very original. It's got the sort of Austin Morris badge on the front, but still got the painted grille, still got the exposed hinges, and still got the sort of house-style door handles from the not one minis on this. Not quite, presumably requiring a reversing light quite yet. This must be a 1980 in that case. Reliance Scimitar GTE. Ooh, a dark green. And no, I'm not going to make the remark that everybody does. I don't need to, and so I shan't. I think this is the S6 V6 in this still. Gosh, I must avoid that rabbit hole view. So that'd be bad if I fell in one of those. 1983 to 84 Scimitar GTE. I forget what engine these came with by this stage. The Middlebridge ones are a bit different. This is still a Reliant built one. So a much earlier GTE here, 72, 73 registration. And interesting, you can tuck the spare wheel in front of there. Very good. An earlier one here, 71, 72 registration. Didn't realise there were so many of these Scimitars around. Wow. Oh, more rabbit holes, I better be careful, viewers. This one's an auto. See if the glass is a bit less tinted than the last one, so we can have a look. There we are, 3-speed auto. So these are the earlier Scimitars. I think, from memory, they're sort of called SE5, something like that, SE6, some of them. This one doesn't need to have a number plate on it. Maybe it's one in the back. And you can tell it's fiberglass. You can see the cracking just there. At least I don't rust, that's good. Yeah, it's 66, that one. Another GTE with overdrive this time. Excellent, we like that. Can we peek in through the sunroof, viewers? Yes, yes we can. More S6 V6 action. And this one's extraordinarily 70s colour. Again with the Scimitar cylinder heads. And someone's very kindly left the window open for me so I can have a look inside and see some wood on the dash. Very nice. Oh, and complete with rear wiper too. Just have a look at these other Scimitars over here. I don't think I've ever seen so many Scimitars in one place, not even at the NEC Classic Car Show. 1977 to 78 registration, this one. Same plate on this, but this has got some extraordinary exhaust on it. And it's got a folding roof. So, Scimitar GTC, although that's a personal plate, I'm not sure of the year of this. Again, Ford V6 engine. I don't know if I'd switched to the Cologne by this time yet. This is still the S6 V6. Yeah, the GTC, the convertible version. Another GTC here, again the same sort of era, but run 1980-81. That looks like a Type 9 gearbox in there as well. Back to the GTEs here. Even the wheels say GTE on them. Blue interior, this is an auto. 76 to 77 registration. So similar to 3 litre, I think this is an SE A5 or SE A6, I think we used to call them. 3 litre S6 in this one. This one here, the white one, 65. This reminds me of the car that was used. It's a Reliant press car used in an episode of the Avengers called You Have Just Been Murdered in 1967. Driven by a chap called Barry Ingham, is you know, the actor, playing a part called George Unwin. I think it was ARF 956D, but it looks very similar to this. So we'll finish off here with this 79 to 80, similar to GTC. Typical kind of late 70s to early 80s sort of colour combination, sort of brown on brown, with a brown interior. So thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching part 2 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the May 2022 Popham Flying and Classic Car Show. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and leave a comment below. It does very much help out. And we'll see you again soon in part 3. Hopefully I won't fall over this time.